Okay, welcome to Feisty Chess. Going up against MVP bunch of numbers. Going knight f3, d5. Okay. I bet we can make our way to a symmetrical terrace here. This player is high rated here, so it'll take some quality quality play to beat him. Okay, he's probably gonna play d4 at some point, transpose to the terrace. Okay. Play knight e5, I'll just go queen c7 and I should be fine. Okay, let's make him give up that bishop. So we got the bishop pair, and we got the b file. The knight definitely wants to be here. The bishop is unsure. Probably d6. Yeah. Okay. I like that his bishop is blocked in. And actually, this pin right here is kind of annoying. I like my position. He doesn't have a light squared bishop to counteract this. So the only way for him to break this pin that I can see is to push h3 and g5. Or sorry, g4. Let's blow this up a bit. There we go. Okay. Just castle. Happy to come back to bishop d6 here. That's a better spot for it anyway. Knight e4 looks pretty tasty. Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing it. He can take, and then once I recapture, he has to kick the bishop twice. I can actually muck up his king side a little bit if we do that. Probably play a rook to e1, although this possibility of f5 exists. This other rook, maybe the b file isn't the best place for it. I might want to play queen to c7. But I have to watch out for, say, rook to d1. Queen might be better on e7. Queen to c7 makes a little bit of a threat at the moment on h2. All right, he goes for this. Oh, he has to play... Ah, he doesn't. He does not. Looks like I'm losing e5, e4. Okay. Tactics, tactics. Huh. No. Yeah, okay, I can... This move would be good, except he has knight takes, which saves his knight. Actually, queen f6 might be the way to go here. Yeah, that keeps the threat on the knight, and now his queen is kind of pinned. Yeah, now he can't take e5 at least. And I'm still on his knight. So my pawns are a little bit janky here, but I've got the bishop pair. And it looks like I've got the initiative, I would say. I think knight d4 and knight h4 both make sense for him. That also makes some sense. Now I can just, well, yeah, I should guard this pawn, and the only way to save both my pawns is this move, so let's do it. Might need to trade off bishops, because his dark square bishop is pretty awesome. My bishop is keeping his rooks off the d-file, though. That's pretty nice. All right, so I can either back the bishop off and keep that bishop pair, or just play rook d8 and plan on recapturing with the rook. I don't like that because my dark squares are really weak. But if I come back here, he can play bishop. He can play knight 95. Other question is, which rook do I come with if I'm going to move my rook out? Do I have to take it if knight e5? Okay, I'm going to play a rook here, just guard things. I shall have the d-file at least. I like the looks of that. I might even get doubled up on the d-file. Okay. My other rook maybe comes to e8, and then I push f4, perhaps? Maybe he wants to go bishop b6. Let's do this. Bishop e6, I got rook d7. f4 would be a nice break for me at this point. Okay, I'm going to get to keep my bishop pair? Well, maybe. Yeah, I like bishop c7 here. His knight doesn't have much. I have rook e6. Maybe rook e6 was good there, but now I couldn't resist the temptation to keep my bishop pair. If his knight just moves out of the way so his rook attacks, I just play rook e6. That rook looks nice on the 6th rank, I think. It's on a white square. He has a hard time threatening it. Holds e6. It maybe threatens to come here. Still got ideas of f4. If he goes bishop bishop b6, I just trade bishops and play rook e6. And then I'm coming to d2 next. Or eventually. Yeah. Knight b2. Seems awfully passive. Where is he going from there? He's just wanting to attack c6, but he can't attack it any more than once. So here we go. Now my rook also watches over f6, really keeping his bishop in check. And again, still planning f4 here. I wonder if I can get away with bishop e2. No, this is good. Yeah, I'm planning on f4. If he tries g3 to stop it, then okay, he wants to get doubled up. And that stops my f4 idea. Grr. Well, I can... No, he's... Okay, he's gonna kick my bishop off that diagonal. Alright, so be it. Needs to play g3 or I'm just going to get f4 in, and that solves my main weakness here. Well, yeah. I got bishop b6 ideas. I got a5 ideas. Well, a5 is not so good. Rook. Actually, maybe right there. Maybe rook d5 was a good idea. But I like leaving that d file open. Probably he'll go rook a to c1 here. Which presents me with some problems. Not the worst kind of problems, though. I've got bishop b6. I wonder if I've got any exchange sack ideas with rook takes bishop here. Oh, you know what? G3? G3 won't prevent f5, f4. Because my rook is on that bishop, so f4 anyway. He can't take here or he loses his bishop on d5, d4. So if he takes here, then I just grab with my bishop, and then I'm hitting his rook on c1. So I think f5 is the answer, even if rook c1. No, I'm not so sure about this though. Because when he takes on c6, he's hitting things. Let's go here. We can get a pawn back immediately for it. But it's not going to be the best. Okay, rook, yeah. Well, I'm going to be down a pawn. Rook d6, he just takes, and then he plays, say, rook here. I guess I'm going down a pawn anyway, so I might as well make him passive. Let's do this. His knight looks pretty terrible, at least. My bishop doesn't look very good for that matter. Oh, it's a little winded. I got back from the from the gym. So I'm expecting a trade on d6. I don't see anything better for him. I guess he's got d5. Rook takes d5. Yeah, he's going to have a pawn up in the ending, but maybe I can get some kind of initiative. Kind of operating by feel here. There's the trade. Do have a bit of a time advantage. Well, probably needs to go... yeah. Okay, so I like this. Now I can activate my bishop and get f4 in. Trying to think if I want to go... If I want to go rook d5 first. It's probably a good idea. No, he can play a knight to a5, a4, and then c3, and he'll be bullying me around. But as it stands, he can go knight straight here. Maybe I take the c file now? Let's play this. Now I'm down on time. I'm imagining knight c4 here, and then I think rook c6, but then knight e5. I get a rook to the 7th, but he can trade off my bishop. I'll kind of fix my pawns, though. And my king could possibly get in. It's a good position. I can make a pass around the king side. That's my plan, and that's my advantage here. It's my counterplay. So knight c4 would make a lot of sense. I'm planning on going e3 with bishop c2, and then maybe winning this pawn. Okay, knight c4. Yeah, let's just take the c file with tempo. Where do I want to land this? Second or third rank? I think the third rank, actually. Got f5 planned. That knight is a real pain. Okay, I'm doing well on time. We got a little counterplay against his a pawn here. He better go a4. If he goes a4, I can go rook b3, and then he has to defend with his knight. From maybe c6. I like the look of that. Okay, he's going for this. I need to get moving with my king. Or I've got bishop... No, I don't have bishop d7, because his knight covers the queening square. Push there, he takes, and then he pushes, and my king can't. I need to be one square inside the square with the king, since his rook is behind it. If he moves his knight, I might have rook here. The thing about him pushing his pawn to d5 is now it'll be easier for my king to clean it up in many endings. Okay, easier still. Fortunately, I don't see a way for him to get his... Yeah, I need to go here. I don't see a way for him to get his knight to a place where he can check. That is not guarded. This is guarded, that is guarded. It's very key here. Okay. Now I might have... he wants to... Okay. I like this. I can get his king out of position and push my own pawn. So this just might give me enough counterplay. He's got this knight check on c6. I got to give up the exchange. Probably don't have enough counterplay, to be honest. Rook d6 was a very good move. Okay. Oh, this just might work. He's got to go rook back here. And then I've got bishop c2. This might... He has to play rook d1 now, and then his rook is rook e1, and his rook is kind of trapped. Well, he doesn't have to play rook e1, but yeah, that's the best move. Otherwise, I go bishop d1, and then there's no stopping the promotion. He could go king g1. That's one way to do it. Okay. Well, I've got a time advantage at least. His king is stuck. Let's see if he goes to h5. No. Okay, darn it. h5 would have been nice because I could win the rook. But that's why my opponent is rated 2388. Knows what he's doing. Alright, this is, I think it's officially hopeless. Let's come here. If he takes, I'm setting a tiny trap for him. And hey, he's got just a few seconds left, so it's worth a shot. I want to come here and defend everything. Yeah, now we can just, yep, into this. And I'll just resign. That's more than losing in the ending. All right. Thanks for the game, MVP. Where did I go wrong? This line can't be that good. I'm giving up the bishop pair. Knight c6. d5. Yeah, okay, I got a little impatient. And it likes white here. Knight f6 is inaccurate, huh? What do you want from me, computer? It's the most natural, obvious move. Knight. Okay, c takes d4. Opening up his bishop. I don't want to do that. But yeah, queen c2. It's an idea that white never really took advantage of. Wow, white a big advantage here. Oh, right. Knight e4 was a mistake. I'd failed to see queen d4. Getting out of the pin and threatening that mate. So a5 would be better here. Just trying to chew away at that queen side. b5. Rook b8. Pinning. a4. Okay. Rook's not taken. Went here, and then it was, yeah, my opponent played pretty accurately from here. f6 was another try, but I just saw this pawn falling, and it looked really bleak. Queen d7. He's going to get a rook to d1. This looks better to me. Trade queens. And then at least I've got the bishop pair. I'm actually not down any pawns right now. Wow, bishop e7. What about bishop c7? I wasn't even considering bishop e7. A whole piece. Bishop f6. Oh, of course. That is kind of obvious. And now I got to give back up the exchange because if I try this, I just get pinned. Well, no, my bishop watches out for this. But I can't hold this line forever. Knight takes d6? Oh, he's got this fork at the end, yeah. Alright. I wonder if the other rook would have been a better choice. Nope, even worse. Wow, okay, well, my opponent kind of let me off the hook here. Yeah, bishop e2 it likes better. Here's where I missed rook d5, which I think he... No, it's terrible. C takes d5, and now this gives up the c file. It's just a bad bishop at the end of the day that I'll be left with on h5. So yeah, this... I mean, it seems like the real mistake was just in the opening. And my opponent found a bunch of accurate moves. It's just plain losing. King g3. King g3 is an interesting choice. Where's the option to request a computer analysis? Or does that happen automatically now? Yeah, my opponent did make some mistakes, so I had my chances, but he played very well on the ending. Wrong players typically do. I went wrong. Okay, here, there's no need to be in a hurry to play a6. That's not even that bad. Well, apparently it is. Just get your pieces out. Knight f6. Or c takes d4 here. Really? Knight f6 is what I play. It's like in all lines, white has some kind of pull. What about this? No. Takes. Knight takes. Bishop d7. Okay. Sort of dull, but... Alright. Well, I wonder if there's a feistier way I could have handled the opening. Knight f3, what do you do against that? I guess I could play d4 here, yeah. Yeah, that's okay. Just taking d4 away from white. That would have been the principled move. You know, that's one advantage of d5 is you can play d4 if white doesn't. So he can take... I take... Black has an advantage here. Starting to look like a Benoni for white. He's on the wrong side of the Benoni. Alright. Thanks for watching, folks. Stay feisty.